shape up. Michelle Preston, a year shy of 40. She is in her twilight. Fani Paloumpi, she is in her prime at 33 years of age. 52 kilos light, both at a similar height.
Well, of course, as the traditional Muay Thai wide crew commences, the ladies will go from corner to corner. They should seal the ring. It's a traditional Thai pre-fight ritual that every Muay Thai fight has to, I suppose, partake on. Also, you'll notice the ladies wearing the moncons on their head, traditional Thai headdress that has been blessed and is hopefully going to give the fighters good fortune and preserve them from sustaining any major injuries. So there's a whole lot of culture behind the Muay Thai as well.
And you'll hear the Muay Thai music in the background. That will play throughout the fight. For those of you who are unfamiliar, this is the Ram Muay. And in Thailand, you'll have a lot of the crowd will be betting on the quality of the Ram Muay as to the quality of the fighter. And this is something we don't often see in New Zealand. It is a cultural treat.
Of course, Thai boxing in Thailand is wagered upon heavily. It is a gambling sport in Thailand. So the punters will look at the Ram Muay. They'll look at the grace and the poise and the balance of the fighters in their pre-fight Muay Thai, or Ram Muay rather. So they'll look at that and they'll try and figure out who has the best balance, who has the best composure, and they actually form their odds as part of this process. So it is a very interesting sport, I suppose, when you bring the gambling into it and all the odds and everyone's thought process as they're putting their money up or their baht up pre-fight.
And she has a very graceful Ram Muay, Fani Paloumpi. To be fair, in Thailand, they'd bet on which cockroach reaches the corner first.
They will indeed. But I suppose, and also in Thailand, there's a lot of fighters that start very slowly, and they try and mimic what the Thais do. And of course, the Thais start slowly to build the odds in the later rounds. So for mine, here, obviously New Zealand, Australia, get in there and get busy and win the rounds early. There's no odds playing in our game. So I always encourage my fighters to get in, get busy early, win those early rounds, and be fit enough to do that, because there's no bearing on odds or anything like that. So
yeah, well, traditionally in Thailand too, of course, they often draw the first couple of rounds, and weighting is put on how you finish the fight in rounds 4 and 5. Under the 10-9 must system, and WBC is under that system, and they tend to stick to it. That makes it a lot more interesting. You just need to win 3 rounds to win the fight.
Just get in, get the points on the judges' scorecard, and play it safe the whole way through good, hard, and heavy work rate.
And Paloumpi, she is firing her cultural arrows, and soon she will turn to Michelle Preston and fire those towards the Kiwi fighter in the red corner. Preston, very no-nonsense fighter. She, generally speaking, can't wait to just get on with it, get in your face.
She wants to get in there. I'd say she'd let her hands go early, and that'd be the strategy I'd be employing if I was in her corner. I'd be telling Michelle to get in and get busy, because Paloumpi would be a slow starter, because obviously she's predominantly based in Thailand now and fighting. She's used to fighting with a slow start. So if I was in Michelle's corner, I'd say, you know what, don't let her warm up, jump on her early, let the hands go, pressure her, and try not to get into the clinch. You know, throw the punches in, and rather than falling forward off the punches, punch and come out, create distance again, set up your next combo.
And the other aspect I'd probably give to her is Preston's very good with her hands, but I'll be firing those elbows in the clinch to avoid the clinch being extended.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds of Women's World Championship Muay Thai action. It is for the WBC Muay Thai Super Flyweight Women's World Title. It is sponsored by Monica Group. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. She enters the ring wearing black trunks with silver trim. She weighed in at 51.4 kgs. She hails from Greece. She has 70 wins, 14 losses, 1 draw. Representing the Symbiote Thai Martial Arts Center, she is a WMC and EMC European champion. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Fani Paloumpi. And your opponent fighting out of the red corner, enters the ring wearing white trunks with black and red trim, weighing in at 51.7 kgs. She represents Elite Thai Kickboxing Headquarters. And New Zealand, she has 45 wins, 12 losses, 2 draws. 4 big wins coming by way of KO. She is the current IKBF Flyweight World Champ, a former WKBF Atomweight World Champ, and the WKBF New Zealand Flyweight current champion. Introducing Michelle Pressure Preston!
There is no doubt who is the favourite tonight. And a very composed-looking Michelle Preston. Clyde Cowley, third man in centre ring.
Women's Super Flyweight World Title. 5 by 2-minute rounds, full Thai rules. Okay, touch gloves, step back, have a good fight. Yep.
No nonsense from Cowley.
Yep. Headaches.
He's been a dominant figure in centre ring tonight.
Definitely good to see the great man Clyde Cowley in centre ring. He's got that good command over the proceedings for sure.
And then he'll have his work cut out to keep these two 52-kilo dynamos apart. And let's see if Mark the Hammer Castanini's prediction of Preston coming forward early will come true. Paloumpi taking that Thai style, looking for that counter kicking option.
Well, they call her Pressure Preston, Mike. And in her past performances, obviously you've seen her a lot more than I. Has that been, I suppose, the way she's fought? Is she usually a slow starter, or does she get in early and fast?
She prefers to get underway early. Paloumpi, she's just dominating centre ring, taking that very Thai-orientated style, looking for the opportunity to kick, and makes it difficult for Preston to come in. Preston finding it difficult to find her range. And Preston going to the kicks early. I'd rather see her leading with the hands and making Paloumpi break her own rhythm. At the moment, Paloumpi is just finding a rhythm.
I think she knows that Preston's going to get in and try and bomb the hands, so she's fighting the perfect counter-fight strategy, trying to keep Preston on the outside, Paloumpi. So Preston can't be intimidated by the kicks. She's got to, especially if she throws a one-out round kick, break range and let her hands go. She can't sit in that dangerous pocket at the end of the kicks of Paloumpi.
At this point, Paloumpi not really fazed by anything. Preston struggling to find a range, struggling to get in. Paloumpi landed a couple of big kicks, but she's also landed that counter right hand.
Yeah, certainly a little nervy. There's a nice straight right hand from Preston. He needs a lot more of that.
So Paloumpi doing well, but Preston is now starting to find a range and get on the inside. Just like to see her deflect those kicks and come up with hands as well.
See how they tangle in the clinch.
Clinch broken up early. Paloumpi immediately dropping her hips. Preston starting to find a range. Well for mine, a couple of right hands from Michelle Preston probably wasn't enough to take that round.
I think
not a lot in it.
I think Paloumpi, as you said very, very correctly, Paloumpi just controlling centre ring, and Michelle just looking a little nervy. I think it's a big occasion, a lot of pressure on her here in front of her home crowd. So I hope she settles in the second, really consolidates and backs herself a little more.
We also saw 2-minute rounds go fly by so fast. So Preston got a bit of work to do, 4 rounds to do it. But Paloumpi also will pick up her pace as the fight goes on.
You got to get closer.
If you were in Michelle Pressure Preston's corner, what would you be saying to her, Hammer?
I think she really needs to double up on the jab and just close ranks. Let the round kick go past or block it, check it, and then come straight in with a straight line technique. A straight line is always going to be quicker than a round.
And she also did get on track with a couple of decent right hands in the last 40 seconds of that round. And needs to keep that up. Just the lateral movement too sometimes. Just use the kicks to set up the hands. She's starting to deflect that front kick though, which is good work.
Yeah. And she's very much counter-fighting Paloumpi, the Greek girl. Preston maybe needs to fake a little, draw the technique, then close the distance quickly.
Paloumpi looking for the counter elbow earlier. Preston also trying to come in with the elbow. Wouldn't hurt Preston to double up right hand, right elbow. Big right hand there for Preston, answered by Paloumpi. Preston now starting to find a little bit more range. And if she can offset the Thai's rhythm or the Thai stylist's rhythm, that's the way to break this fight.
Paloumpi also carrying her right hand a little bit low and a little bit forward. Maybe a spinning back fist as well from Preston could get around that rear hand as well. If she can set it off a hook or a long punch. Perhaps an inside thigh kick to help set her rotation. So that might be a technique that could take a little bit unawares.
Paloumpi not getting on as much now that Pressure has just started to find her range a little bit more. Paloumpi missing with her right hand. She's launching that elbow though, and that just dissuaded a boxer from coming in. Preston is starting to get her to react a little more to her hands though. She's getting her to react to the feint. Good job in closing down the clinch.
Locking down, and you can see quite obviously the counter strategies from both fighters. Paloumpi's happy to be in the clinch, whereas Preston knows the outside is where she needs to be.
Pressure's just got to be cautious there. Michelle Preston, the girl in the black from New Zealand, with the ETK branding on her shorts. Fani Paloumpi, European world champion from Greece in blue. Pressure Preston starting to come on now, really applying the acid. Well, from a judging point of view, that is going to depend very much on what style you prefer.
Yes.
Do you like the pressure, if you excuse the pun, of the Kiwi girl, or the cleanness of technique of Paloumpi? For mine, she may not have done enough to take that round, the Greek girl.
I think it's around the piece at this point. Definitely Michelle Pressure, and under any, I suppose, rules, it's the fighter that is more aggressive when it's a close fight. So when they're shot for shot, who's going forward more? And definitely the local girl was going forward more in that second round.
Paloumpi landed a couple of decent heavy body kicks, but her punches missed the mark, and Preston's didn't. And well, that's probably pulled the bout into even Stevens territory. 3 rounds to go. This is the WBC World Muay Thai Super Flyweight title. Fani Paloumpi in the blue corner from Greece.
But just don't those 2-minute rounds fly by, Mike? It's just
I know.
so quick.
Gosh, I remember those as an amateur in your first few fights. It felt like they were a nightmare.
It's the whirlwind of technique and flurry.
Round 3.
But for you guys at home watching, you got to love it.
Here we go, Michelle Preston in the white and black from New Zealand. Fani Paloumpi, the heavy kicks. And look, she's definitely prefers the single one-off shots, and that's something that's very Thai-oriented. That was more of a cuff with the right hand on the back of the ear of Preston, not a scoring shot.
You can see Paloumpi's shoulders a little rigid, which is not going to let her flow with her punches, but she is very heavily reliant on the counter kicking.
Preston just not quite in good position there. She has to be cautious. She's got her hip jammed in tight, which is how you break down the clinch. She's got to be cautious too, because throws.
Like to see Michelle just get her elbows down a bit more, just straight down the tube with her punches. She's very willing to get in there and trade the leather though, the local girl Michelle Preston. I like her tenacity, but she needs to just focus up a little, I think, Mike.
Just straightening up the punches down the tube certainly help her. That straight right hand worked for her a couple of times in the first round. 39 years of age, Michelle Preston. Good work that time. Paloumpi with those winding round knees, Thai style. And she's
Isn't she
really
an
tight like
absolute
a clamp.
inspiration, though, Michelle Preston? 39 years of age, folks at home. Have a look at her. No excuses. She's in there fighting at an elite level at that age. That's absolutely phenomenal for me.
Both girls missing with their kicks. Michelle Preston going for that spinning kick you talked about early.
Just needs to bring it up a bit more and perhaps set it up off something low. So look low, go high. Change her levels a little bit more, Preston. But geez, the composure of the Greek girl is pretty good. She's not being phased by a lot at this point, Mike.
Oh, that was a torrid round. Another one that's hard to score. For mine, Paloumpi may have taken it because she landed a right hand and a left straight right towards the end of the round. She looked a little bit more effective in the clinch. Pressure, or Preston rather, was working forward again aggressively, but she didn't land cleanly in that third round.
There's not a lot of clean, obvious scoring shots coming, so this is going to be so hard to judge. I may even sit on the fence on that one, as uncomfortable as it is. I may give it a 10-10, but yeah, it could go either way at this point still.
Again, it depends on what the judges favour. Let's have a listen to Jason Suddy in the corner. Because we're not going to get a lot out of the Greek corner, of course, unless you understand Greek. Now we're starting to head into the championship rounds. Round four, and this is where we may see Paloumpi just pick up her pace. And immediately Paloumpi starts to deliver a little more. She's starting to get into her natural rhythm now.
Well, as we predicted earlier, the fourth and fifth round is always when a pure Thai stylist gets busy, and Michelle will be well aware of that, the local girl. She's trying to break range. She needs to throw the punches and then come out rather than fall into the clinch. Keep Paloumpi at the end of the punches and measure the right hand very accurately. But of course, the Greek girl, Paloumpi, is weathering the storm with the punches and then just clinching up and working the scoring knees.
Preston doing well there. She went with the body lock. Paloumpi now starting to come on, and she's using the hands to tie her up in the clinch.
Of course, Preston's got to be busy in the clinch. Even if they're just chipping knees, be seen to be doing something. Keep your lower part of your body working in the clinch always, with a solid base, of course.
Preston needs a solid right hand. Paloumpi keeping her at bay. Just narrowly missed with the right elbow. Preston's got to be cautious of dropping that left hand too on the way in. She's still not doubling up on the jab though, Hammer.
Yeah, double the jab and then bring that straight right through. She's tried the overhand. There's that spinning back fist. She needs to be closer and set it off her left.
Paloumpi just picking her off a little bit more in this round. Preston just not quite making with her kicks. There's not a lot in the clinch. It's more style points at this point where Paloumpi just looks stronger there.
Yeah. They're sort of just managing the clinch. It's nothing really paramount in there. Evens out, and that's probably why Clyde Cowley keeps breaking him. He wants to keep the action going. He wants the scoring to be clean and clear for the judges. Such great refereeing from him.
Now that's the end of round four. Just one round to go. The fifth round of this WBC Super Flyweight World title. Fani Paloumpi. I suspect she may be up a couple of rounds, but it all hinges on that third round, which was a swing round. And Hammer, as you look at this, both girls firing in the pocket, but nothing clean landed.
Yeah, just really shot for shot. It's so close, really flip of the coin stuff. And it is going to depend on where the judges are sitting as to what visual they see, because one judge will see clean shots landing, and the other, who is to the back of the fighters, it might not see that. So it becomes very subjective when a fight is this close.
Well, when there's not a lot of shots landing clean too, it becomes stylistic, as you say. Do you like the kicks? Do you like the knees? How much do you value control in the clinch over aggression? Round five underway, fifth and final. Pressure, Preston lands a right hand early. And she's locked her up in the clinch. Clyde Cowley letting this one go. Michelle Preston using a little trick there, an old veteran's trick of raising both knees and locking up.
Just locks down. Michelle needs to throw the punches and kicks and come out. Keep the kicks scoring long and clean and visual for the judges to see, rather than flurrying and making it hard. And it becomes a real, you know, a real clash, a real arm wrestle. No one really, you know, no one really grabbing it cleanly by the throat.
Both girls missing with kicks again. Preston landing a low kick, and Paloumpi landing a heavy right hand.
It's interesting at the times that Michelle's caught the kick, she's let it go, perhaps because she's fought under the rules where you have to catch and let the kick go, where she can hang on to that kick and keep banging with the right hand. But
good work cross-face there from Preston. Landed a couple of knees. The knee shield in from Paloumpi. She got herself in a bad position, but that knee shield called Cowley into action to break it up. 40 seconds to go. Preston's round, possibly so far, lands that left hook again. Paloumpi has done most of her work with the right hand. Well, that was creative from Michelle Preston. She's caught in a clamp by Paloumpi, broken up. 20 seconds to go.
Well, she certainly is willing, Michelle Preston. She's fighting with absolutely everything she's got. And that's what you want to see, the local girl giving it her all. But the composure of the Greek girl is also to be admired. Under pressure, she is not buckling, she's sticking to her game plan. And what a nail-biting finish this one.
Well, did you like the kicks of Paloumpi? Did you like the pressure, literally, of Michelle Pressure Preston? I edged the 5th round towards the Kiwi girl. The 3rd round is a swing round. Hard to pick. Hammer, which way are you going?
Well, for me, I like the pressure of Michelle Preston. The composure of the Greek girl was to be admired. But I just like Preston going forward. You know, she really threw herself into the battle. Maybe I'm a little bit biased, maybe I'm a little bit sentimental. It's going to be a close one to call, and as I said, it's going to be subjective to where the judges are sitting.
Michelle Preston's husband there, and Jason Suddy. She's pretty happy to be at the end of it. You wouldn't think they'd just spent, you know, the past 15 minutes knocking rocks off each other. And there it is, that green strap, and there you have, that's the typical Thai response, showing she's not gassed at the end of the fight. Gassed for days. Fani Paloumpi, she certainly feels confident.
Yeah, I think she's of course, if it was in Thailand, she'd be probably pretty happy with her performance, and the Thai style of judging would probably give it her way. The Western style of judging, perhaps to Preston. You know, it's going to be, as you said, it's going to be what flavour the judges like and what they believe is more effective.
And that prestigious WBC strap, so confident in the boxing world, and they've been involved in kickboxing the past 5 or 6 years, and it's certainly a nice piece of bling to take out to the club tonight and leave on the mantelpiece at home in the morning when you're hungover.
Definitely something to look back proudly on.
We're here at ASB Stadium. This has been the main undercard curtain raiser to the King in the Ring Cruiserweight final. Up next,
I've got to say, Mike, it's been a little time since I've ventured over to the shores here in New Zealand, but geez, I'm glad I did, because this show has certainly delivered, and you guys in New Zealand are truly blessed to have this quality of fighting promotion happening right here. It's fantastic. I love it.
Well, after some consultation, we have a decision. Lieutenant Dan Hennessy will reveal all.
Folks to the center ring, please. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have a round of applause for these two fighters? That was one fantastic fight. After 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge 1, Ben Sissam, scores the bout 48-47, blue corner, Paloumpi. Victoria Nansen scores the bout 48-47, red corner, Preston. And Judge 3 scores the contest 49-46 for your winner by majority decision and new WBC Women's Muay Thai Super Flyweight Champion. Fighting out of the red corner,